What is up, guys? It's All Things Chelonian. We're back. We're a little bit late. We're just waiting on Dane right now. Wouldn't be Dane if he wasn't late. So we got some really special guests. We'll wait for a few people to get in here. We got about 8 viewers right now. Wait for a few more guys, and then we'll get to talking. How's everybody been? Leave your questions in the comments too for Tony, and we have a special guest, Peter. We'll be talking about their trips and adventures on traveling and writing the books. And then there's a QR code up in the corner that you can scan to get the link for his book that he'll be talking about right now. He's in the process of writing about an international book, all about overseas and everything. So it's really cool. A lot of you guys know Tony from TTBG. He gives great talks. He's always showing off his cool artwork. So really cool. And then on that note, sorry that we've been a little bit slow on the podcast and stuff. I've been really busy with work and things are starting to slow down. So we should be able to get back into doing videos and podcasts and all that other stuff. So we'll wait for Dane and then we'll go from there. All right. Hey guys, what's up? It's Tony and Peter, special guest. How are you guys?
Doing great, thanks. How
Very
you doing?
well.
And Dane.
Hey, I'm
Hey,
here.
there he is.
I'm here, bro.
Perfect.
I
Perfect.
sped all the way home.
I bet. Supposed to get off early, working late today. So
Yes. I'm here though. I'm here. I'm good.
he's alive. So
I am
perfect.
alive. Oh, does this rotate? I'm on my phone right now. I'm not sure how this works on my phone.
It's all good. It sounds good. It looks
You
good.
can see and hear you.
Good
You
looking.
can hear me? Still good?
Yeah. Sounds great.
That's awesome.
Perfect. Hey guys, what's up? Zach, CNC Tortoises, Philip, DB Exotics, Christopher Richards, Steven. Can always count on you guys. So does Exotic. Sam is always commenting on there an hour early.
Was he really?
Yeah, he's probably drinking right now. Nice. All right, guys. So, boom, we got the legends here, Tony and Steve. Tell me a little bit about yourself, Tony, and then pass it off to Steve. Introduce yourself to Steve as well.
Peter, it's Peter.
Peter,
Peter.
Yeah, lifetime turtle lover. I had some turtles when I was a kid. My initial attraction to turtles was artistic. I thought they were so cool, the shells and the colors and the patterns and so forth. And I did a lot of traveling in my younger years, worked overseas, worked in different countries as a teacher. So you can't take turtles with you around the world. So I was collecting things like turtle T-shirts and turtle books, like a lot of turtle lovers do, and started doing artwork in 1997. Started doing it seriously. It's been a long time, almost over 28 years, and still don't have a bunch of turtles. I'm babysitting my daughter's tortoises for now, but I work as a college professor now in City University of New York, and teach a class called stress management. Very important class.
Yeah, that is.
And figured out through teaching it and through learning about it that stress management is doing the stuff that you really love to do. So I took those lessons at heart, and I bought a really nice camera, and I first went to the New York Turtle and Tortoise Society annual show, and I started taking pictures of turtles. and I really liked it. In fact, at that show, Peter was the judge. I didn't meet him yet, but he was the judge. And then I started figuring out, okay, I like doing this. Where else can I go? So I started taking trips. And so I went to San Antonio Zoo, which is an amazing turtle zoo. And I kept doing it. And then the thing about it was, I like turtles. I thought they were cool and colorful and so forth. But I never realized how endangered they are, how in trouble they are. And I learned about that during my trips. So I felt that might be important to put this stuff together and raise awareness of turtle conservation. So 4 years later, Turtle Lovers Guidebook became real. But my main inspiration is I went to a turtle lecture in New York City, and Peter gave the lecture.
Oh, okay.
That's really cool.
That is awesome.
I have that book too. That Turtle Lovers Guidebook.
Yeah.
Everybody should have it.
Yeah,
That's
everybody should have
mandatory
it.
in
All the
the
turtles
world.
should have it.
Yeah.
100%.
So go ahead, Peter.
Okay, well, as Tony mentioned, he and I first met at a meeting of the New York Turtle and Tortoise Society when I was presenting a talk entitled Road Trips for Turtles. And I love going on road trips for turtles, and we're still on one right now. Right now, we're at a hotel at the Convention Center in Chattanooga, Tennessee, for the Turtle Conference that's starting tomorrow. And for me, it all began in 1966 when I was 13 years old. My parents took my sister and I in the station wagon out west. We went to Grand Canyon and Yellowstone National Park. And my father said, I want to go up to South Dakota and Mount Rushmore and see the big giant heads of the president. He said it's only a couple of inches on the map, but it was hundreds and hundreds of miles. We did go up there, and just outside of Rapid City, I started seeing all these signs that said Rapid City Reptile Garden. I said, we have to go there. And then a couple more miles down the road, I saw a turtle on the road, and I said, stop, stop, stop. And we got out. Unfortunately, it was a dried up roadkill Western painted turtle.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember looking at it and turning it over and looking at the plastron and the shell, and was amazed again at all the colors, because the Western painted turtles I'd never seen before. So we did go to the reptile gardens in Rapid City, which I loved. I see it. I know, I heard it.
That's me.
And when I was 13, I got to sit on a giant Aldabra tortoise that was walking around.
Yep.
And I thought that going out there to South Dakota and seeing all these giant tortoises and turtles and all the reptiles they had was really, really cool. And I knew when I got my license, I wanted to go on as many road trips in the great outdoors, through rivers and swamps and deserts and prairies and mountains and wherever I could go, to see as many different species of animals. I love all animals, mammals, birds, insects, everything, including plants. But my favorite will always be reptiles, especially turtles.
Nice.
So that started it all for me.
That's awesome.
And then,
That's
fast
awesome,
forward to
dude.
when
I love
Tony
hearing
and I
that.
met, we're still road tripping today.
So you and Tony are like partners right now on this road trip, just hanging out, keeping each other in company on this trip.
Yeah, we started out at a private private collection down in New Jersey, and then went to a really cool place in Virginia, the Central Virginia Box Turtle Sanctuary, which was wonderful. Yesterday, today we started the day at Zoo Knoxville.
Nice.
Got some nice pictures of the plowshare tortoises and some of their Asian species. And now we're here at the TSA, which will start tomorrow, and Tennessee Aquarium tomorrow evening.
That's awesome. I need to stop up in Knoxville. I've never been there. I want to see those posture tortoises.
They're incredible. It's a great place. They have a lot of species. Sometimes you can't really see everything because there's a lot of great hiding places for these guys.
Which is good.
which is good for them. Yeah.
Exactly.
But we were fortunate. We got somebody to help pull some of these plowshares out today.
Nice.
Uh,
That's awesome. Yeah, Michael Ogle.
Yeah.
He did a talk at TTBG. You were there, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool guy, super cool guy.
We'll see him tomorrow, and we're
Nice.
gonna probably go back to Knoxville on Friday with Anthony and Steve Enders.
Cool.
Who's Anthony? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Anthony Pierleone,
Yeah.
big guy.
One and only.
The one and only. So you guys right now, Tony, you have a book out, the Reptile Lovers Guidebook, right?
Turtle Lovers Guidebook.
Yep, Turtle Lovers Guidebook, and that one
Yeah.
outlines zoos all across America that have 5 or more species of turtles, right?
Yeah, 164 public sites.
Wow.
164 public sites. So this is like the textbook or the guide for all the best of the best places to visit for turtles. And
Yeah, I wanted it to be a resource guide. I wanted it to be a soft cover. I wanted it to be small enough to put in a backpack so you could take it on a trip with you. We lined things up in 4 regions: East, South, Central, and West. I tried hard to line them up in either north to south or east to west routes, so you can, go from place to place to place. And believe me, when I did my field work, I was seeing multiple sites every day, and I had to piece together the travel. And someday I had a thought that maybe someday somebody will try to repeat what I did and visit all the sites.
That's awesome. And Peter,
Yeah,
you had some influence on that book, correct?
Yes, I did. In fact, Tony dedicated the book to me. There's a picture of me, and I'm very honored and pleased that Tony did that. And yeah, we go on road trips. Things are getting more expensive and complicated, so it helps to share expenses and experience and do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a conservation fund that helps fund publications of books. I see my logos on the book and on Anthony's book. So I help people do good things in good places. And Tony's doing really good things on all the books he writes. He's a better writer than I am. I've never wrote a book, but I helped enable Tony to write a book. And I helped Anthony and Russ Gurley to get their book printed the most efficient way possible with the best quality printing and photographs. So I'm glad and lucky and happy and proud that I can help people like Tony and Anthony and others get books printed and finish videos and write papers and do all the things that need to be done in turtle conservation.
I think that's amazing. That's really cool, and that's very cool of you to do, and put that kind of leaves a footprint in the turtle and tortoise conservation area of things, where your work kind of reflects on helping other people's work. And earlier we were talking about how everybody kind of has their own niche in the turtle world, where you have artists and authors and conservationists and biologists, YouTubers, and just a little bit of everything, and it all comes together for all of us to do our things. I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Now, currently, Tony, you guys are working on the international book, right?
Yeah, it's called the World Book of Turtle Conservation. And working on it, I came up with the idea that the only way to do this properly is to do it in volumes. So we go with North America. Volume 1 will be North America because I have the bulk of USA done. And we did a big Mexico trip. We just came back last week from Canada. Did a lot of Central America as well. There's a big zoo in the Caribbean that I'm trying to get to. It's not easy to get to. It's in Guadeloupe Island, but we're working on that. So I figure we're getting close to finishing the research on Volume 1 North America. I have started already on Volume 2 Europe. In June I was in Paris, France, and then I flew to Corsica to the big Arcupolata turtle and tortoise sanctuary. Took a ferry to Italy and did the Italian coast. Saw some aquariums and zoos in Italy. So I also worked internationally for another college before COVID. So I have sites in China and Thailand and Japan that I've already have. I've got Spain, Trinidad. So I'm just everywhere I go to the zoo, I go to the places where I can see turtles, and I take my photos. I'm pretty meticulous with my record keeping, so I have spreadsheets on everything. And the photography is important to me. At this point, I have over 22,000 quality shots of 190 species.
Wow.
That's very cool.
That's incredible. Have you ever been to Africa? We just had a question, I think from Connor Dixon, if you'd ever been to South Africa.
We're going to work on that. Of course, we're going to do several African trips. I'm planning on Senegal next spring.
Okay.
Early spring, like April. I think we have to go through Lisbon, Portugal. So we'll spend a couple days in Lisbon, go to the zoos and aquariums there, and then fly down to Senegal. There's a man named Thomas that has the African Chelonian Institute. So we're going to go visit him. I've been in touch with him. And we're going to work on the South Africa, Tanzania, and those places also. Can't wait to do that. We're figuring Africa is going to be volume 3. So we're working our way around the world.
Awesome. I guess that was from Dirk. I don't know if you have.
I want to meet him. I want to get his T-shirt and meet him and get as much information as possible. Here's one more thing about the World Book of Turtle Conservation. It's an edited book, and that means I solicit contributions from everybody because I'm not going to be able to do the whole world all by myself. So if somebody goes to some place special or someplace and they have some photos and they have some information, I welcome their contributions to the book.
Oh,
so I talked to Chris Leone. He's been to Soptome in southern France. He's got photos. He's got info. So I told him, look, you can work on the feature. You can work on that chapter, and you can contribute to that. I've got some other friends that have gone to other places, and with a nice team of people, willing people, we can put a nice book together and cover the world.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. It's really cool.
One question I had was, what are some of the challenges you faced or dangers or any type of memorable moment you faced being overseas in these different parts of the world?
I like traveling. I've been traveling most of my adult life. I really haven't had a lot of crazy times. Like I do all my traveling in the daytime. When I worked in Thailand, that place is kind of crazy. Bangkok, Thailand is a crazy place. Like when it gets dark out, it becomes a whole other place.
That's what I'm talking about.
I was teaching there, so my job was really important. So I was focused on that. Just the challenge of transportation, getting places from point A to point B to point C and so forth is hard. Like back in Thailand, there's some roads that only have motorcycles. They don't have taxis or tuk-tuks, and so you have to jump on someone's motorcycle. And actually, one day in Thailand, I took a car, a plane, a boat, a motorcycle, and a train, all in one day.
That's awesome.
And Peter, I have a question. So what was probably one of your most memorable moments with Tony?
Uh-oh.
Well, one of our first early trips, I wanted to show him some places that I thought were interesting. One was the Ashton Research Institute down near Gainesville, west of Gainesville, Florida, up on the Sandhill Ridges. Gainesville is in North Florida. That's where the University of Florida is. And it's on a dry, old sand dune, ridge from thousands of years ago. That's very dry, and there are lots of gopher tortoises there.
Oh, wow.
And the first time that Tony came down there, We looked all over to see gopher tortoises. You see their burrows all over. And then our neighbor said, hey, there's one right here. So we finally got to see and photograph a gopher tortoise. And we saw several other tortoises. And then one time when we went to Louisiana, I was in the process of we're restoring some habitats down there. And we actually had a contractor come and dig out some ponds and create new turtle ponds and woodland ponds for salamanders and frogs and water snakes and Mississippi mud turtles. And there's pallid spiny soft shells there and native red ear sliders, which are native there. They're not exotic like everywhere else. And a lot of the other turtles. So my primary focus in both places I've both been with Tony is Florida and Louisiana. Although we did go to Texas one time too.
Yeah, we took a great trip. I met him at the Atelier in Louisiana, and we took a road trip into Eastern Texas. And one of the great zoos that we went to was the Ellen Trout Park Zoo in Lufkin, Texas. The herpetologist there, Robert Jackson, he pulled out all kinds of turtles for us. They had so many turtles and so many cool babies and stuff. It was wonderful. That's one of the cool places that we went. And I think there's 13 public sites in Texas in my book.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Texas is a great tour.
Gladys Porter when you went down to Texas?
Oh, yeah, of course. Gladys Porter is great.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah,
Loved
Kurt and
it.
Colette are good people. They do the stud book for the Galapagos tortoises, I believe.
Yeah, they got a lot of Galapagos there.
Yes, they do.
And then from there was at the South Padre Island Sea Turtle Rescue Place, Sea Turtles Incorporated. Yeah. My book also has rescues. It has organizations. It has projects and programs. And, of course, a chapter on turtles and social media.
Woo.
Yep.
Yeah. Thankfully, Tony was so gracious to write about the Texas state tortoises in there, and that's a big bragging point to all my friends. Is book,
You're in a book. I always say too, because we're in his book too at Plug Gardens. So
yeah, that was a great trip. I took that trip. I flew into Minnesota.
Yep.
Went through. I did 4 sites in 8 hours. I was there. I was in Minnesota for 12 hours. I did 4 sites. Jumped on a plane. Went to South Dakota. And at the South Dakota airport, if you wanted a taxi, there's a little telephone on the wall. It just says taxi, and I was like, "Hello." The taxi.
It's a small
Taxi took me to the hotel. Next day, I went to the reptile gardens, and I loved it. I loved those the Japanese garden part of that.
Yep.
Nice peaceful pond with all the turtles in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the dome, wonderful.
That's all.
That was, I believe it was the first indoor jungle in the country.
Really?
Yeah.
We've been around for a long time. I thought that was really cool when you first told me that you came up here. I thought that was awesome.
Absolutely.
Hey, you had turtles in your book that I didn't even know that we had.
That's funny.
All right. All the sites have a listing of turtles I spotted at at each place. So I thought that was a nice feature of the book where you can see, sometimes you trade, or sometimes they're off exhibit, or sometimes they die or whatever, or sometimes you get new turtles. But the book is kind of like a picture in time, a snapshot of the moments. It is one of the places in Minnesota that's not open anymore.
Oh, really?
They're still in operation. They do birthday parties and events and stuff, but the physical building is not open.
Oh, wow.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
It's history right there. Everything that you do is kind of putting that in history for other people. We can make all these YouTube videos, we can do all this, but nothing will be as preserved as physical copies of books and writing.
Yeah. I really think a lot of those books really get people into turtles. Like I couldn't even tell you how many turtle books I have here. Now I guess the new age is social media, but books, I mean, you can't get rid of books. They're here for forever. They're awesome.
Yeah.
I think I could see. Yeah, I have your book over here actually.
For you two, this is a question for both of you guys. We'll have both you guys answer this. If you could go back in time and restart your whole career, what advice would you give to yourself? And what advice would you give to younger people like me and Dane going up into the turtle and tortoise world?
Well, when I went into my career, I wanted to be a teacher, and I was lucky. Everything I wanted to do, I worked really hard at it, and quite frankly, I wasn't supported through college. I paid my own way to college, and I had to, fight and save and do everything I can to get through. And when I graduated and I got my teaching degree, I was pretty happy. And I wake up every day being thankful that I got to be a teacher. And I just kept going at it. And I separated my personal life and my professional life. And I work really hard. When I'm in that building between those hours, I'm dedicated to the job that I have. And that was something that always worked out for me. And I got all the way to full professor, which not very many people get to. And after that, I decided, okay, I'm good. I'm gonna retire. So I'm gonna retire in May of 2026 and do the turtle thing full time.
Woohoo! Big congrats on that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's
And
really
you.
Okay, well, I'm glad you asked that question. It's a good, important question. I'm 72 years old, and the world has changed a lot for what I've seen over the last 50 years. But when people like you ask a lot of older people who are at the end, getting near the end of the life, what do you advise that you did? What do you like most that you accomplished in your life? And if you have any regrets, if you could do it all over again, what would you do? And a lot of people, including myself, would say, I don't have regrets in my life. And I don't regret that I've made mistakes like everyone else. And things haven't always turned out the way I would have liked them to. Those are not the things I regret. The things I regret is that I didn't grab opportunities when they were presented to me. I said, oh, I'll do that next year. Well, I was never able to do it next year, or I'll do that next time. Well, there isn't always a next time. So my advice to anyone young is to look at all your options and take advantage of as many opportunities as you can when they present themselves, because opportunities won't last forever, because the world is changing so fast. Opportunities come and go. And if you don't jump on an opportunity when the window opens, the window will soon slam shut. So grab every opportunity you can.
Yeah.
That's amazing advice, and I really appreciate you sharing that with everybody. So
that's what I did. And when I graduated from college, I said, I'm going to take the first job that I can get. And I'm from Rhode Island, small town on the beach. First job opportunity I had was in New York City. I never lived in the city before, but I took the job. And, after that, it's on my resume. People say, oh, wow, you worked here. And then you keep adding and adding and adding. And every opportunity that I had to work in different countries and stuff, I just went for it. And it pays off to do that stuff. It really does. Just work hard at the things you want to do, the things that you love.
It's always a risk. Take a risk moving to a new city like New York City, or moving.
Don't be afraid to move.
Yeah, don't be afraid to take a little chance.
That's awesome
I
advice.
see you guys are doing that already, though.
Yeah.
Trying our best.
I saw Dane down in Iguana Land.
I did. Yeah.
Yep. That's
awesome. That's a great thing that you do.
Yeah, I've taken. I've just recently with the turtles taken a lot of those opportunities. I did. I volunteered for Thai for that week that I met you. Yeah. Really cool. And then I got last year. Me and Dawson was there too. Got invited to the Florida Turtle Tours, which is awesome. Unfortunately, not this year, but last year, and
we'll let you guys do that stuff.
Yeah. But like getting out there and meeting new people, I think is huge, and that's how you progress in life. As you meet more people.
I feel really fortunate to have gotten involved with the whole turtle group. I think that it's a smaller group than education, and you guys are so dedicated, and I really I tell my girlfriend that I feel really fortunate to have found this group because you guys are doing great stuff and it's important work. I'm not a biologist. I'm not a scientist. I'm a turtle lover. So
Yeah.
I'm writing for general population. I'm not doing any kind of research like that.
Yeah.
My research days are over. I'm doing turtle stuff now.
It's incredible. The more that we can get for conservation, the better. I mean,
Yeah.
like you're doing to the common person, that's amazing.
And you all need to be recognized for it too.
We just do it for the love, just like you. That's all.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're turtle lovers.
Turtle
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
For the
I'm
turtle.
working on an article right now, and I have it's a term that Peter came up with. It's called anthropronatural conservation. Anthropronatural means positive human interaction.
Oh, okay.
Because the problems with turtles have all resulted from negative human interaction.
Yep.
So positive human interaction, anthropronatural. And I'm coming up with, I have 4 or 5 scenarios where people are spending their time and their money. They're not getting a paycheck and they're doing this stuff for the love of turtles. So I'm working on that. I got waiting on some interview answers, but I'll be putting this together. It should be together by the end of the summer.
That's cool. Yeah, that's how I feel. We don't make any money off of what we do. We just keep turtles and tortoises, make videos, spend
There's
our
a lot of love in the community here.
Exactly. And you guys, you wrote about the World Wildlife Zoo in your book, correct? We were just talking about the offspring.
Absolutely.
You said
I
how
love
much
that place.
you like that place. And that would be the tour for TTPG this year. You want to talk about some of the cool things that you've seen and enjoyed at the World Wildlife Zoo?
It's a small enough zoo that you don't have to walk miles and miles to go from place to place. Some of these zoos, like for example, Brookfield Zoo in Chicago, there's turtles on every corner of the place, and you got to walk like 10 miles to see everything. It's like, oh my God, or the Bronx Zoo in New York. There's turtles all over the place, but it's small enough so that you're not going to die of exhaustion from walking around. And this is one of the cool places that they have turtles in the gift shop.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I haven't picked up that.
Yeah, that was wonderful.
That was
and
awesome.
not everybody thought to look at the gift shop, but I was like, wait a minute, I'm going to go check the gift shop, see if they got turtles, and they did.
They got mud stickers, and they got I think a soft shell in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lucio. And I saw 28 species when I went there.
That's a lot of species right
Wow.
there.
Yeah, I'm
almost
excited
every building has turtles.
Trip. I'd been there a couple of years ago, but it's been a while since I've been there. I'm excited for that trip.
Me too. I can't wait to go.
Yeah, you're coming to TTPG this year?
Oh, of course I am. I'll be presenting as well. And actually, I have an article in the Batager coming up.
Oh, nice.
You're going to drag Peter?
We're trying. Every year I'm trying. I keep saying, this is the one that you really should go to.
It's a good one, Peter. You shouldn't miss out. And we got the good tour. Morgan Brown, she's so generous. She let us do a tour, behind the scenes tour a couple months ago of that place, and it's amazing. So it's a good group of people. TTPG is crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys have some photos you want to show off, correct?
Yeah, we got some photos with some stories.
Okay, let's do it. Let's you tell me what photo you want me to pick on.
You can start with number 1.
All right, let's go. Number 1. Tell me about
I
this.
haven't seen these yet. I'm excited to see these too.
Okay, so this is in Trinidad. That's a baby leatherback sea turtle.
Wow.
So the story is, I was in Trinidad. I was teaching a course down in Trinidad in 2019, and it was in April. So I got to go up to the beach and see the nesting, the big leatherbacks coming out of the water, and there was a lot of hoops that I had to go through. I had to buy a license. I had to get a guide. I had to be with a group, and all of that stuff was going on. So we had to do all these things to see the nesting. And I said to them, I said, well, what about the babies? And they said, well, come back in August, in the middle of August, and you can see the babies. So I went back in August with my daughter, and it was just her and I on the beach. Just her and I on the beach. No one else, no license, no guide, no group. And so her and I were fighting off the vultures and trying to get these turtles in the water. And it was an amazing experience. It was one of the great experiences of my life. And that is a baby. Look how big it is.
Yeah.
That's huge.
It's the largest turtle in the world.
It's got the wingspan, like it looks like it has wings almost.
Yeah,
Yeah, look at that.
That's amazing. That's awesome. All right.
jealous.
Yeah.
That's something I want to see. It's hatching sea turtles. That's incredible.
Yeah. That is Chitra indica from India. It's a narrow-headed soft-shell turtle. I mean, the adults are huge. This is at the San Diego Zoo, and they had these adults for 20 years before the female finally laid eggs.
Wow.
Had 41 babies.
Whoa.
So I was at the San Diego Zoo, and I got backroom access, and they were showing us the babies, and that was a thrill. And I think these babies are spread around. I know Denver Zoo has one or two, they have a couple, but that was a thrill. That thing is the coolest thing ever. And they pulled out a few, and boy, they can bury themselves in the sand so quickly.
Yeah. I actually saw the one at the Denver Zoo.
Yeah.
What is that? Yeah, that's incredible. They're so goofy looking.
Yeah. They're so cool. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. That's a cool looking turtle, actually. Just
Yeah, they are.
fuzzy and it's soft. And these soft shells are, unfortunately, I think they're really sought after in the food market for Asian countries and stuff. Yeah.
And they don't look like your regular turtle either. Like they don't have that. I don't even know what. The edge of their shell, Yeah,
a lot of them have hooks in them, so they don't always live very long.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's cool.
Oh, this one was me and Peter, and this and the next photo go together. This is actually at Zoo Knoxville. I met Peter in Knoxville a couple of years ago, and I was coming from Nashville, and he was coming south, so we kind of met at Knoxville Zoo, and we were hanging out right underneath the bog turtle propagation sign, and these are two bog turtles propagating under the sign. Me and Peter.
This is one of Dawson's favorites.
Yeah,
so we were just standing there taking photos. Amazing.
And Pierre, you had something to do with this story too, correct?
Yes. One of my favorite stories I just wanted to mention briefly is one of the first times when Tony came down to Florida. I said, I really think we should go to the Santa Fe College Teaching Zoo. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's one of two, I believe, certified. You could get a BA in zookeeping. I think there's one in California, but the one I've been to and know a number of people who have graduated is in Gainesville, Florida, and it's called the Santa Fe College Teaching Zoo. And that's where Dr. Jerry Johnson teaches biology, and he runs those turtle surveys snorkeling in the springs in North Florida. And I've been on a number of his turtle trips and tours where we go snorkeling in rivers and catch as many cooters and sliders and alligator snapping turtles and other species of turtles to measure, mark, and release as much as possible. Now, there are many, many graduates of the Santa Fe College Teaching Zoo working as zookeepers in zoos all over the country. I don't know if you guys have ever met anyone who went to Santa Fe College Teaching Zoo for college in Florida.
I have not. I don't think I have. I haven't. Usually when I'm talking to zookeepers.
The fellow we met at the Ellen Trout Zoo in Lufkin, Texas.
Robert Jackson.
Yeah, Robert Jackson. He went there, and I've met other people working at other zoos. In fact, there was a woman who graduated who got a job at the Dubai Zoo in Dubai. And I was talking to her, and I said, well, you're a young woman in Dubai. Are you going to want to be there and give up all the fun of Gainesville, Florida, where you can party all night and do whatever you want? And I know it's tough. I thought it would be tough for a woman to work and live in Dubai, but she said that there's a section of Dubai where Americans and Europeans can live and they don't have to cover up and they can do more normal social life of Western culture. So she loved Dubai, and she helped work on that big biodome zoo that they have in Dubai.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I just applied for a job in Dubai doing drone stuff over there. So we'll see how that goes. The Western stuff is the culture and stuff that's very cool. I talked to a few zookeepers, and it's really interesting how they get into becoming a zookeeper. But
Yeah.
that's cool. And then the next photo.
Oh, that's Myrtle. That's at the New England Aquarium. And that's the oldest animal in the aquarium. Came to the New England Aquarium in 1970.
Oh wow.
So they're estimating her to be between 70 and 90 years old. I think it's more toward the 90. But I remember as a kid going to the New England Aquarium and just being thrilled to see the sea turtles, and probably saw this thing when I was little. So I was just thought that was a cool shot. I got a cool shot of her, and long time, been there a long time.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's incredible.
Then we have. There we go.
Oh, so his is a great story. So this is in the Omaha Zoo in Nebraska.
Nice. Yep.
Oh yeah, I've
And-
been there a few times.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Henry Dorley.
Henry Dorley Zoo of Nebraska. I've been there actually 3 times. This is a great turtle zoo. But so they have a big dome, a desert dome, and they have some turtles in the desert dome. It's a cool place. They have turtles all over. But underneath the desert dome, they have what's called the Kingdom of the Night.
Yep.
And it's just it's dark. You walk along the path and it's a nighttime. So they've got a reverse clock and the lights are off. And you can go walk through the swamp and you can kind of see the shadows of the turtles going by and so forth. And, they've got Nile soft shells there and so forth.
Wow.
But the third time I went, I walked through and the lights were on. I was like, whoa, what's going on? Turns out that the timer was faulty.
Oh no.
And I got to see everything, which was really cool. And this is actually an intergrade of a Alabama map turtle and a diamondback terrapin.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's really cool looking.
That is. I was going to ask about
Heard
that.
of that.
That's a unique looking turtle.
And I would never have seen it. No one would ever see it when the lights are off.
Yep.
And I talked to them, I asked them about it, and they told me what it was, and they said, well, we don't really like to advertise it.
Yeah, I can see that.
I felt really lucky that I got to go through there because there's a lot of turtles down there, and
Yep.
you can't see them during the day because the lights are off. And so I really felt fortunate to have seen some of these things. They had Madagascar big-headed turtles and a lot of other Asian turtles down there, and it's just a crazy place. But to see it with the lights on was a thrill, and especially to see exotic stuff like this.
They have like alligators and stuff in there too, no?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, they go all kinds of stuff.
That's what I thought.
You would never see it.
Yeah.
Incredible zoo. Yeah, we have worked with those guys pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, we worked on breeding Parenti monitors with those guys. They're incredibly good people. That's really cool. I haven't been there in a long time either.
Yeah, it's a great turtle zoo. I really love being there. And I know that they have like 40 species, but not everything is on display.
Yeah.
So in my book is maybe 30 or so, or 20 to 30 that I saw. But that was really cool to see.
That's awesome. Yeah, my sister just sent me a text message. She's watching the stream right now, and she took a screenshot of me drinking, exposing me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was
Drinking your gallon of
showing me
that
support but making fun of me at the same time. Here we go. Wow, that's an
That's
interesting
hilarious.
picture.
Oh, that's Leonardo and Donatello. That's at the Reptarium in Detroit.
Okay, yeah.
They have a lot of two-headed turtles. There's another one that's called Chopsticks, and their heads
That's
a little bit
crazy.
more twisted.
Chopsticks.
But that's a cool place. If you really like exotic stuff, they've got different albinos and a lot of different two-headed things. I thought that was a cool
Interesting.
place, and I was really happy to get up there. I did 1 week. I called Chicago West, where I flew to Chicago, did Illinois West, and then through Iowa into Nebraska, down to Kansas, and then flew back from Kansas City, Missouri. The very next week, I did Chicago East. I flew into Chicago, and I did the trip through Michigan, different Michigan sites, and flew out of Detroit. So that was crazy summer where I was doing every week. I was going someplace different.
Wow.
That's awesome. And I
But
know
it's funny you said that's Leonardo and what
Donatello.
Donatello. So it's a funny story. So I just had a Spangler lay an egg, which is really cool, by the way.
Yeah.
My uncle is here, and he said that if it hatches, that I have to name it Donatello. I just that popped in my mind. I thought, like, now I need to get a turtle tattoo that says Donatello.
There's another place in Washington State, just east of Seattle, called the Reptile Zoo, and they have a two-headed turtle called Pete and Repeat. and the cool thing about that is it's over 20 years old. So
wow.
It's not
cool.
A lot of times these two-headed turtles, they don't last very long, but this one had two esophagi, guys. So they're able to handle their digestion, and it lives and it swims and everything. So
that's really cool. Yeah, we had a guest bring us a two-headed garter snake one time.
Wow.
Really cool, and unfortunately it didn't live very long, but it was a wild one. I thought it's crazy it had survived. It was
wow.
Was it an older one or a younger one?
It was a younger one. It was probably, it was very big. It was probably 6 or 8 inches.
Now this turtle here is probably a couple years old and looked pretty healthy. So there's a good chance that this one's going to live too.
I've never seen a two-headed turtle. That's on my checklist to see.
Yeah.
Ryan Barjak, he loves those two-headed animals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And they actually pulled it out. Here's an interesting one. So this is a great story. This is in Mexico at the Mexican National Turtle Center. That's a green turtle, and they call the Pacific ones the black turtle. It's a green. And it's blind. It's got a twisted spine. It's albino. Uh-huh. And it was just amazing because that turtle has got a 7-inch carapace. It's 4 months old. I was just amazed that it even lived beyond the egg. And it's got an extended nose, and they feed it by hand. Now the story goes, I talked to one of the experts there. Actually, on the beach, I met this guy who works there, and he told me the story that because of global warming, most of the sea turtle eggs, most of the greens are coming out female. And there's only like a handful of males. So the genetic diversity is very low because you got like 3 or 4 males, fertilizing, hundreds of females. So when you have low genetic diversity, you start to see deformations. And that's not the only albino that I saw there. But this one, because it was blind, and I thought, wow, it's 7 inches, it's living, it's growing and stuff. So I thought it was a testament to the care that the people there gave it. Mm-hmm. And, I kind of dubbed her Saint Helen, or Santa Helena, after Helen Keller. And I actually did a whole art piece with this that I'm really happy with that came out. And I thought it was just a cool thing because it's a testament to, the shape of the earth, are we going to care for it, So it was a really unique thing. And I was just happy that it was alive, it was swimming around, and it was eating. And I've never seen anything like it. And I got some good shots of it. So I'm going to go back down there in January. So I'm hopefully to see her again.
That is very unique. That doesn't even in my mind, it can't comprehend that it's a real turtle.
Right.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
It's like a diamond in the water to me.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
Right, and anything like that, you can't release in the wild.
No, you have to keep it in for the rest of its life because that's a very interesting fact on global warming. Peter, do you see anything in the wild with turtles and tortoises like that? Is that a common thing, or is it just something they're starting to figure out?
Like I said, it's not the only albino that I saw, and I saw another albino green turtle that was a little bit bigger and definitely had eyes and was healthy, and saw a little olive ridley turtle, a little baby that had white flippers, back flippers.
Oh wow!
Just partly albino. Now, Peter knows more about this stuff than me.
Yeah.
Do you have a picture of that turtle, or
no?
Yeah.
Yes. Usually, there are albinos born a small percentage, but a lot of them don't survive in the wild because they're so light. Predators can see them easier, and they're the first ones to get predated. So they usually don't. Their survivorship is much better in captivity than it is in the wild.
Right. No natural predators or anything really. Just the turtle in general. That's cool. That's really interesting.
Yeah. Oh, so here's some wonderful. These are the Vallarta mud turtles, the smallest turtle in the world. We got a tour of the Guadalajara Zoo, and they pulled these out for us. These things are very rare. They're endangered. They only live in a small area in Mexico. And as I said, they're the smallest turtle in the world. The males have the yellow patch on the head. And my girlfriend Joni and I were there with a small group, and they actually gave us a tour of the zoo on a day that the zoo was closed. So we got a cool turtle tour. And our guide that was with us, we said, did you name them? Do you have names for them? And the guy's like, are they named? He's like, no, they don't name them. So they decided to name them Joni and Tony.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, that's one of the coolest turtles I've ever seen, because not only they're super rare, but they're the smallest turtle on the earth.
That's crazy, yeah. And they're hugely trafficked right now over in Mexico, and they're
yeah.
The ones that were just stolen out of the facility. That's so sad, unfortunately. I'm
going to meet with Taggart Butterfield tomorrow, and we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll probably do a nice feature on them in the World Book of Turtle Conservation.
That's awesome. That's really great. Those are such cool species of turtle.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about your two.
So these are my tortoises. The one, the male, the bigger one is the male. That's Paolo. I've had Paolo. It's my daughter's tortoise since he was a little hatchling, little ping pong ball. And he's like 22, 23 years old. And my daughter lives in Boston, and she lives in an apartment. And so I took him. I took him to New York, and he lives in the backyard. And I thought he was kind of lonely. So then went down to the Ashton Preserve with Peter, and we got Bella, the girl. And they're kind of inseparable. They live in the backyard, and they're all over the place, and they're living a good life.
So those are the only two pet turtle species that
that's
you keep?
It. The leopard tortoises, that's all I have, and that's all I want.
Peter, do you keep any turtles or tortoises?
Not at this current time, because I travel a lot. I basically live in Massachusetts in the summer and Florida in the winter, and I travel down to Louisiana and a lot of other places. So I don't have any turtles or tortoises right now, but in the past, when I was younger, I've had many species, and it was easier to get them, and they were more common and cheaper in a lot of pet stores in the 60s and 70s. Okay. And now then, when the whole Asian turtle crisis was coming out, now there are more rules, and you can't buy turtles as many. You can get them and trade them, but it's hard to. There's a lot of regulations about moving turtles across state lines and other things. So I kind of gave up keeping turtles in captivity, and I prefer going on eco road trips, and I like to see turtles in the wild. However, there's not as much wild places to go see turtles yet. Used to be like you could go bird watching and see a lot of turtles, and you could see a lot of birds. It's getting more and more difficult to go to natural areas and see a lot of turtles. You'll see a lot of red ear sliders, but you won't see many of anything else. That's
unfortunate. Well, that's really cool though that you travel a lot, so that gives you the opportunity to see a lot of things. Tell me about this story.
Well, Peter, you can tell that. Peter can tell this one.
Okay.
We're wrestling with a sulcata.
This is Tony and I pulling ticks off of a sulcata tortoise that is kept outside in a natural enclosure called a paddock. It's like a horse paddock. And there's a lot down in Florida. And there's a lot of Spanish moss falls off the trees and live oak leaves. And there are many species of ticks down in Florida. One is called the gopher tortoise tick, which is a endemic native Florida species of tick that lives on gopher tortoises, but it will gladly go on any other tortoise that happens to be around as well. It's a soft-bodied tick. Most ticks that you see up north have a hard shell. You try to squish them and you can't because they have a hard shell. But they have a very hard exoskeleton. But the soft-bodied tick is kind of like a grape, and they swell up like a grape and get almost as large as a grape. And you can't squish them, go, and all the blood will come out. And they're really gross, and they scare a lot of people. And we pick them off. I preserve them in a jar of alcohol. And people can't believe, what's that big grape with little tiny legs in the front? Well, that's the Florida gopher tick, also called the Florida soft-bodied tick. Now, one of the things they do in this tortoise ranch in Florida to keep the ticks down is to light a ground fire a couple times a year. Okay. They usually go out at night with blowtorches and set these fires. But they're just trying to do it when the weather conditions are right and when it's going to rain, and they have the hoses all ready from the well. The idea is to just burn, like half of the enclosure at a time, because you don't want to kill any lizards or skinks or toads or whatever else is living in there. Give them a chance to hop or run away. But every once in a while, they burn some of those leaf litter and the Spanish moss to get rid of the ticks. And then a few months later, they'll burn the other half. So they're just burning maybe 100 yards or less, 50 square meters or whatever of the enclosure half, and then they'll burn the other half in an effort to keep the ticks down.
Okay.
Because although a lot of the tortoises that are kept outdoors in Florida do get ticks, and I've gotten many myself.
That tick is on the sulcata's face, so we're wrestling with them just to how strong a sulcata can be.
Yeah.
We are wrestling with them just to try to pull the head out and pull that tick, and we eventually got it. But somebody took our picture wrestling with it. That was a big fight. That was a long fight. It took a long time.
All right, so we'll leave the last half of this podcast for some questions that people have. So I'm going to throw those up on the screen. We'll start off with Sam. Sam has a question. Are you guys going to be in Chattanooga still Wednesday, Thursday? I'm driving down from Johnson City Wednesday evening.
Yeah, I'm talking on Wednesday, 3:45, I think. I have a talk on that. We'll be here until Friday. Yeah.
Friday. Okay.
Be careful, Sam will get you in trouble.
Sam's naughty.
Yeah, go look for us. I think we'll all have the name tags on. Tony's presenting a paper, so hopefully you'll be able to see his talk. I'll be going to as many talks as possible, and I'll be walking around looking at the posters and the book signing and schmoozing with as many people and turtle lovers as possible. So please come up and introduce yourself. One of the things I love about this meeting is meeting and physically, looking at people in the eyes, shaking hands and talking and trading stories. So yes, we will be here until Friday morning.
Perfect. Awesome.
Incredible.
And then we got a question from Brian. Brian's also an artist himself, Brian Selvik. He does a lot of digital work and stuff for logos, and he's really, really talented. So he wanted to ask, what are some bucket list species you yet to photograph?
There's still some American species I haven't seen. I was just telling Peter today, the Escambia map turtle I've never seen.
Okay.
And I really want to see one of those. And the other one, we were at a private collection yesterday, and he had Mississippi mud turtles. And I know they're not flashy and exciting, but I never saw one. And I always hear the story where people buy crawfish bags and they find a Mississippi mud turtle in the bag, and just before they throw it into the boiling water, you got a lot of those stories. It's a turtle I've never seen. Like I said, I do photography, and I'm trying to photograph as many species as I can. I'm looking forward to going to South Africa and seeing the geometric tortoise and seeing those little padlopers. I've never seen the speckled Cape tortoise and some of those small tortoises. That's bucket list for me. and so anything I can see. Like I said, I'm at 290 species, so I still have a ways to go.
Yeah. Yeah, if you go down to South Africa, hit up Dirk. He's in the
That's
comments.
what I want. That's the dream trip for me, and we're going to work on that. Like I said, retiring next May. After that, this is what I'm going to be doing full time. Johnny and I be traveling the world.
It's amazing.
So Dirk said, Tony, I'm visiting the U.S. for 10 days in November for TTPG. Are there any facilities in Florida you can suggest that I can visit with big tortoise collections other than Thai parks? Because I think he already has Thai parks lined up.
Oh, okay. Well, you can hit Anthony up for that what is the
3 J's.
3 J's? I'm not sure where that. They have the address for that.
Yeah, they have a couple of guys out there that do the 3 J's.
Florida big tortoises.
Well, what about Robert is here? Is that still a good place for big tortoises?
Robert is here. No, they don't have the Aldebra anymore.
Oh, they don't.
Robert is here is an interesting place. It's a fruit stand south of Miami.
Okay.
Do you know the story?
I don't know anything about it. I haven't heard it.
I think he was like 9 years old, and he went out to the corner to sell his father's cucumbers, and he sat there all day, and nobody bought a cucumber. And then he came home all sad, and his father took a piece of plywood and he spray painted in in red cursive, "Robert is here." And he went back out the next day and he sold all the cucumbers, and then he kept selling them. And by the time he was like 14, he had enough money to buy the land that was there, and he opened up the fruit stand, and now it's a world famous fruit and vegetable stand, and he's got a little zoo behind it.
No, that's cool.
He's got a turtle pond. He's got some tortoises. He used to have galops, but he doesn't have them anymore. But it's a cool thing where you can go and buy some fruit and get a shake and check out the turtles in the back. It's not, it's not like a big zoo or anything.
That's really cool.
The Miami Zoo has galops, and the Miami Zoo has some big tortoises. What else?
Florida iguana.
Yes.
Iguanaland, of course. You can't not go there. That's
another guy. What's his name? Sam Pascucci or something. He runs Florida Iguana. He has all those.
Oh yeah, and has big tortoises too.
Yeah.
I know about that.
I
didn't see that.
Big collections of tortoises, I think, is
Brevard Zoo in East Florida has a lot of turtles and tortoises as well.
Another place that I like is called the Reptile Preservation Institute in a little town called Melrose, Florida. It's in Clay County, northeast of Gainesville.
Right.
It's kind of between Gainesville and St. Augustine. There's a fellow there. He and his wife own it, Cody Bartolini. He used to work at the St. Augustine Alligator Farm, which is a really cool place. We all give it thumbs up.
Yeah.
I've been there several times, and so has Tony. And I highly recommend if you're in the St. Augustine area, to go to the St. Augustine Alligator Farm. They have a lot of turtles and tortoises there.
They have galops.
Yeah. And you could also look up the website for, as I said, it's called the Reptile Preservation Institute in Melrose, Florida. Cody Bartolini runs it and lives there, and his wife is like a vet tech at Disney Wild, so she's out of town a lot. But it's on 5 acres, and they just built a couple new ponds, and they don't have any huge turtles there, some leopards and sulcatas, but they have a lot of other species of turtles and reptiles and snakes and lizards.
Yeah.
But my first choice would be the St. Augustine Alligator Farm.
Okay.
And also the Ashton Preserve that Peter works at is a member of. They have radiateds and yellowfoots and redfoots and marginateds.
Yes.
And leopards. And the whole area is surrounded by gopher tortoise land. So there's always gopher tortoises there as well.
You have to call up or email them and make an appointment because it's not open to the public per se. But
let us know.
Yeah, but you could email them and see if people can visit by appointment only, basically.
Okay.
But you could always try.
But we can
Yeah, we can
relay
help.
to us.
Yep.
There's that's all we have for questions. Do you guys have any questions for me and Dane, or?
No, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much for having us.
Hey, you guys, I'm glad to have you on.
Yeah,
It's
it's
been a
awesome.
minute since we've talked.
I just want to say I appreciate being on, and you guys are doing great work. Keep up the great work. Always be positive. Don't get discouraged. Nothing in life is ever going to be 100% perfect. But just keep on being positive, optimistic, and never give up. If
Never
it's something you want, go for it.
That's
Thank you.
amazing. That's great advice. Stay
I
positive.
just want to paraphrase my friend Ty Park, and especially to you guys. You know, Ty said, and he learned this from his dad: the first third of your life, you learn as much as you can. The second third of your life, you work as hard as you can and make money and build your life. And the last third of your life, which is I'm in right now, you give it away. You know,
Me too.
And this is what I feel like I'm doing. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this to spread the word, to be part of the turtle conservation effort, to do my little part. And I feel good about that. So you guys are on track, and I'm really happy that you're doing these things.
Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. Appreciate it. It'd be possible without you guys giving us your time and volunteering to come on here, because it means a lot to all of us. And thank you to everybody that joins in and watches. We apologize again for the brief break in podcast episodes. Life gets in the way. We're still young and we got a lot on our plates right now, so we're trying to get done.
Late.
So appreciate everybody, and everybody have a good night, and thank you for everything. So stay cool.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.